Damien Chazelle's 2014 drama Whiplash is about photography. Wait, no, that's not right. Whiplash is obviously about music, right? Is Whiplash about music or a musician? This may be clear to you already, but if it isn't, I will present an easy proof. The movie Whiplash makes complete sense with no dialogue or music. After this video, you will understand how Chazelle makes this possible. Thoughtful photography. While Whiplash's music deserves endless praise, the overlooked asset Damien Chazelle employs in the service of this story is the photography. I recommend Whiplash to friends and family often. The first time I saw it, I actually considered starting it over from the beginning after it ended. I didn't do it, but I seriously thought about it. Needless to say, I'm a big fan. One thing I tell people when I recommend it is, pay attention to the visuals. Imagine you can't hear the dialogue, and you can still follow the entire narrative. Obviously, don't mute your TV on your first viewing of the film. Just keep that in mind while you watch it, and you'll see what I mean. Why does this matter? Film is a visual storytelling medium. So much of the information gathered from watching movies is from the visuals. We do watch movies after all. Since film is visual, it has the potential to convey tons of relevant narrative information through what the director shows the audience. But so often, the visuals contain action and eye candy and little else. Now, there's nothing wrong with showing the audience action or eye candy, and we have to be careful holding all films to the same standard. By virtue of the type of films they are, it would be hard to tell the story of Ocean's 11 or Inception or The Social Network through only the camera. You could make the case that proper showing, not telling, requires simpler narrative themes or elements familiar to the audience. That being said, it's worth recognizing successful examples of this, and pushing directors to be more creative with how they employ their cameras and actors to advance their stories. The following contains some minor spoilers for the plot, but nothing major. The movie opens with Miles Teller's character Andrew practicing. He's joined by J.K. Simmons' character, Fletcher. Take a look at this scene the way I've accelerated it. What do we learn from these images? Does Andrew seem comfortable? He plays, and things seem to be going well because Fletcher takes off his jacket. Fletcher is trying to get Andrew to perform something specific, and Andrew gets in the zone as the camera pushes in, and then disappointment. Here we see Andrew walk past his peers having fun, but the camera is totally on him. He doesn't have time for their fun or games, and neither do we. What about this scene? Here we meet new characters, watch them practice, but then we see a shadow behind the door. They brace for his entrance, but he doesn't come in, and they look disappointed. Here, the roles are reversed, and Andrew looks in the window on Fletcher. Awkward. This scene is a good example of not wasting screen time. We don't just see his practice, we see his inspiration and goals. Now we're back at band practice. And we can quickly gather just by watching that the teacher is not satisfied with Andrew and rotates the other drummer back in, who we know from earlier is the first chair for the ensemble. But then, something unexpected happens. Fletcher briefly takes over the session, which makes it clear, if it wasn't already, that he outranks the teacher for Andrew's band. After putting each section through its paces, he tries out both drummers. And when he signals he wants the drummer to go with him, we can all see what happens next. Even without the dialogue, we can see Fletcher and Andrew exchange words. And, based on what we see in the next scene, we can even infer what they talked about. And we're about to get a perfect example of storytelling without words. Note the time. Whether or not you know he was supposed to be there at 6, he's obviously very late. But the practice starts at 9? What gives? I could go on through the whole movie like this, but you have to watch it for yourself. However, allow me to show you a condensed sequence which characterizes Fletcher as unpredictable and sets the stage for the central conflict of the movie, Andrew versus Fletcher. First, we're treated to this scene. I won't even narrate it. Just watch it, and I bet you'll pick up exactly what's happening. During their break, Fletcher has a seemingly positive chat with Andrew. Note the smiles. But, judging by his body language, this seems more sinister than the dialogue would suggest. With that, Andrew gets behind the drum kit, and the scene slowly devolves into madness. Notice how the actors are just as crucial in telling this wordless narrative as the photography is. Watch J.K. Simmons' patience slowly deteriorate until he throws a chair at Miles Teller, and then slaps him in time with the beat. Anyway, that's enough wordless, sped up film for one video. But I hope this piqued your interest in Whiplash, and I encourage you to pay attention in the future to movies that are clever enough to tell their stories to you without dialogue.